Yo, good morning, everyone, and welcome to a late episode today of the Piper Academy Network. Yeah, we had tech issues. What can I say? But oh my God, am I bullish? I am so bullish. I am bullish on how bullish other people are despite all the data. So yeah, you fake it till you make it. That's what we say in the Army. There you go. Had to do a little, open mouth, make fun of things today. You got to have fun in this market, guys. Why? Because we might be green on the daily, but we're selling off on the hourly. It's one day away from the tariffs, which is causing a lot of sell-off here. The VIX is up over here. It's in the green, but we're going to break it all down today, guys. Why is everyone so bullish? We're going to try to figure that out and tell you where I'm at in the market, how I'm approaching all of this fear time period here, and hopefully we have no issues with today's stream. If we do, it's all OC's fault. There you go. Guys, let's go ahead and jump into it. You know what time it is. Class is in session. Let's go. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the show, guys. We got a little sell-off coming right there. I said, hey, watch for us to come up in between the quantum reactor and the dynamic reactor, about 48.5. That's what I would be watching for our first level of resistance. We went straight to that level, got rejected, and now it looks like we're getting some sell-off back into the golden pocket. We're going to break all this down in just a second, but let's go ahead and bring up my co-host, the most patient man in the world when it comes to getting into the live stream setup. That is the OC guy. Let's go. What's up, OC? How you doing today, bro?
Oh man, today's a very sad day because my coffee is lacking in orange juice, man. I officially ran out of orange juice.
Are you fooling with me? Is it April Fool's?
I love it. But well, what can I say? If the stream goes bad and I'm also not having orange juice, who can you blame? Right.
You can blame me. You can blame me. I blame you for the stream starting late, despite it being on my end 100%. So we're just going to throw blame around everywhere else today. Today, we're going to blame all of the market sell-off today on, let's see, what is it today? Composite Man. It's Composite Man's fault for market sell-off today. That's what we're going to do there. Guys, April 1st, we are here. We started the new month, and we do have a little bit of sell-off. I'm going to go into the chart first and just show that and what I'm seeing on here. And then we'll get into that market data because we just got some economic news that came in, so we'll talk about that too. Looking at the Bitcoin chart right now, guys. Yeah, I thought that the range to watch yesterday was going to be here between the dynamic reactor and the quantum reactor. I did say we might get a little higher, like 84.9, but I said, mid-level 84.5. And what do you know? 84.5, almost to the penny, is where we got rejected at. Now we're coming back down into our golden pocket here. We do have an oscillator ribbon pushing to the upside, but it's going to get pretty hot here really quick, and we'll probably, continue to the downside, guys. The tariffs tomorrow, honestly, they're not just the tariffs that he's discussed already, right? We're actually going to see the possibility of some new tariffs. And so when you look at all of the stuff that's taking place within the price action, right? And within the macroeconomic environment, it being cooked in, I caught you eating, bro. Hell yes. Let's go, man. Yes. I love it. It's not very often that I get to catch you eating, and when I get that opportunity, bam, I get you. But yeah, so I think that a lot of the tariff stuff that's cooked in, that people are saying is cooked in, they're not taking into account the additional tariff stuff that might be coming here with this. Matter of fact, I got an article about that too. Let's go ahead and jump over into the news. And let's get that rocking so we can get all of this unpacked, unraveled, and then get a good look at these charts and figure out where we're going to be at. So let's go over to the news. to the news. We'll be back to catch OC eating in a moment. Here's what I'm watching here, guys. On into the cryptoverse today, there's threat levels. We're sitting at $2.70 trillion. Trend line sitting at $3.651 trillion. We're about 26% undervalued right now. Current risk band sitting at 48.8%. Market dominance for Bitcoin. Bitcoin dominance, I should say, with stables is at 61.4. Without stables sitting at 67.16. Getting quite a bit of a spread here between what's going on with stables and without stables, indicating that Bitcoin sell-off is going into a lot of stable coins right now. So let's go and check out that fear and greed index. Let's go and do that. I'd like to get that fear and greed. Let's go see. We're at 34. We're still sitting in fear for today on April 1st. Looking at the crypto bubbles, current price action right now on Bitcoin down 0.4% on the daily, sitting at 82,851. Ethereum's up a little bit here on the daily, giving all those back in the past hour here, though, as it is eating away at that 1.3 upside, sitting at $1,853. XRP up a little bit. Let's just go through and find the big outliers here that we see some strength in. Leo token. And again, guys, I told you, when we see sell-off in the markets, Leo token typically does well. Why? Because it is a decentralized native token. And so that means a lot of money on that exchange is going back into Leo token to do either decentralized buys or just to hold their money. So it is up on the daily and the hourly. Sui's, that's 4.4%, not dropping too much on the hourly, moving up one spot. So shout out to the Sui guys out there. It's one of the tokens I actually am bullish on, just not buying it right now. It's going to be a long-term thing, in my opinion. So, and we'll talk more about what that means in a moment. So, yeah, nothing really big moving today. We're just seeing more continuation of it grind and bleed off on Bitcoin price action. Looking at the Dow Jones right now, Dow Jones is down 1.11%, S&P down about 0.84%, the NASDAQ down about 0.7%, and the Russell 2K down about 0.63%. The VIX is at 2340, guys, and that means high volatility. That means we'll likely see sell-off continue as long as this continues going up. Dow futures. This was the article this morning. Let me make sure I have the most recent version of this, because this auto updates as it's going. Updated, yep, 1013. That is the current one. All right. So Dow Jones drops 400 points to start a new quarter as traders brace for Trump's tariff rollout. Looking here, Dow Jones Industrial Average pulled back on Tuesday as the market awaited clarity from President Donald Trump regarding his tariff policy rollout. Tuesday also marks the beginning of the second quarter after a bumpy first quarter. The 30-point stock drop. 300. The stock Dow dropped 337 points. Jesus, get the line out, please. The S&P shed 0.4%, while the NASDAQ slid 0.2% on that opening. The White House on Wednesday is expected to unveil reciprocal tariffs on goods from virtually all countries. Investors had been hoping for a narrow approach toward administering the levies. On Tuesday, the Washington Post reported that the Trump administration is considering implementing tariffs of about 20% of most imports into the U.S. To be sure, the report, which cited 3 sources familiar with the matter, noted that no final decision has been made. This uncertainty has put the stocks on a roller coaster ride, and definitely crypto. The S&P 500 Monday touched a 6-month low before recovering. For the first quarter, the index lost 4.6%. So, and then investors got another sour reading on the economy Tuesday due to the threat of tariffs, with the Institute of Supply Management Manufacturing survey coming in lighter than expected. So let's go check out all of that economic data. There we go. Let's go see what this says here. Give this a nice refresh because we did get new data. And let's go see. ISM Manufacturing PMI, guys. If you don't know what this is, the ISM Manufacturing PMI is based on data compiled from purchasing and supply executives nationwide. Survey responses reflect the change, if any, at the current month compared to the previous month. For each of the indicators measured, new orders, backlogs of orders, so on and so forth. So it's pretty much the strength of the manufacturing sector for ISM, okay? And so looking at this, it was a 50.3. came in at 49, indicating some weakness in the manufacturing sector. And then look at JOLTS job openings, guys. It was at $7.76 million after getting a revision from 7.74. Went up just slightly for last month. We are seeing that we're now at 7.568, underneath the projection of 7.6 and 7.6, meaning less job openings are available. That is an indication of labor market weakening, okay? And then ISM manufacturing employment was at 47.6. They thought it would be at 47.5. Came at 44.7, guys. Way down. Manufacturing employment dropping too. They're starting to see a lot of layoffs. So weakening labor, slow down of the economy is what we're seeing today overall for today. Tomorrow, we're going to get the reciprocal tariffs. It is Liberation Day for President Trump. We'll also have ADP employment change. That is expected to either be really, really high or really, really low. Not sure how you get a spread that big around that 77,000 what it is right now. Factory orders expected to be way down. That would be manufacturing. Also showing weakness, a contracting economy pillar there. And then on Thursday, guys, we're going to get that import-export initial jobless claims. The big data watch this week, Friday, non-farm payrolls and unemployment. So we are seeing that we did get some weak data there today. Be aware of that. What else do we have in here? Was there anything on X marks the spot? Of course, I got all my stuff I'm bullish about. But I think I might have had something else in here today. Nope, I did not. No, not at all. You know what I got? I got OC guy here to talk about his Bitcoin breakdown and what he's seeing right now. OC, pretty slow day on news. Pretty big day on economic data, showing some weakening, continuation of the weakening and the contraction of the economy, showing some slowdown in manufacturing, one of the big pillars of the economy, manufacturing, construction, retail. Those are all big pillars that we look at for that. And so we're seeing that weakening. What are you seeing on the charts, and what is your thoughts for that local time frame of 4 hour to daily on Bitcoin? Let's kick it over to your chart and take a look.
Absolutely. So first of all, let me get started with a couple of trend lines here. What I'm seeing here is that as we were expecting, we're putting a higher low, right? It's not that yet confirmed. In fact, if we zoom in, but let me just leave that zoom in for a little second, we could be forming a inverted head and shoulders with a cricket neckline, right? Usually that neckline is cricket to the upside. That usually is aiming for a breakout retest to the upside. But we still need to be very, very careful because the dynamic reactor is coming in strong. And as you may know, for me, the dynamic reactor is one of the strongest resistances and also supports that there are in there. Another thing that I'm watching here, it is the stretch of this other trend line. And guess what? We have a symmetrical triangle. Let's zoom in here and watch some chunky candles at this point. Yeah, at this point. Oh, look at that. Chunky candles. I mean, don't sue us. That wasn't me, man. If you want to make funny back, I'm all for it. So candles, please let me know. All right. Other than that, looking at my chunky candles in here, we are rejecting out of the dynamic reactor.
Can you please bring up chunky candles again? Because that is the greatest picture ever. Like, I want to send that to Frankie Candles and go, we're always talking about chunky candles, not Frankie Candles. And so this is chunky candles. He's your arch nemesis. This is Frankie Candles without a diet plan and no working out. So there you go. Love it.
Oh man, Frankie, if you want to make fun of me, I'm all for it, man. So sorry, but it looks great, and it goes with the chunky candles theme. So, man, not an attack, for sure.
No, we love Frankie Candles on the show, man. Love Frankie Candles. This is great. We got chunky candles now.
We do. So I mean, I've never talked to Frankie, to be honest. So I don't want his first impression. Hey, this a-hole, right, just making me look fat on TV. So yeah, I'm just saying that I'm all down for the memes. So I can take it. If he wants to come back at me. So other than that, looking at impossible head and shoulders in here, still not that clear because we can go right here. What's going to happen if we start failing this area. Well, we need to be a little bit worried. Why? Because we can still go lower. How low? Well, still we have some areas of supporting here. So let's start bringing up our order blocks, because I think at this point, order blocks is going to be one of our best friends to see money allocation. As we can see, yep, look at that. We have an order block. This order block might not be that good, because look at how bullish is it, right? It's not that bullish. It is 79% bearish. What does that mean? It means that, yes, it's going to act as a support, all right? But only 20% support, while where we go back down here, we consume that 20%. And then if we go back down there, there's nothing else that is going to hold it, right? So then we're going to be taking that liquidity, and most likely we're going to go all the way down here. Again, look at that. Now we're inverted, right? We're inverted. So that means that at this point we're 87% bullish, and most likely that we're going to be bouncing. And if we get back in here, we're also going to be bounced, because there's not going to be any other bearish momentum, bearish allocation that is going to be drawing us back downwards. So this is what I'm seeing. I still think that we can do either that double bottom or a higher low. At this point, there is a point, there is oh, I don't want to do that. There is a line in the sand that we need to hold, right? I'm going to be calling just for a hopium, and I want to repeat that out of hopium, that we bounce on a inverted hand and shoulders, right?
Whoa, are you bullish?
Oh, yeah, a little bit. To be honest, a little bit. I mean, we're bearish. We're bearish. I need to make that clear. We're bearish. We're completely bearish. Look at our prime score, 1, right? We are below dynamic reactor. Perfect. And if we zoom out just enough, I mean, and if I go to daily, we have an inverted bearish pennant, right? So I am bearish. So, but there is a little bit of me that has a prediction going on, right? And I think if we do this, we're going to be basically confirming that. Let me show you. This is 2021 cycle, right? We have almost the same thing coming down, symmetrical triangle. This is my symmetrical triangle that we're looking for, right? Even look at the blue candles. We have the blue candle, look at that fake out like we had in here, like we could be having right there. You see that? And if for some reason we're able to bounce off it, look at that, go back. It doesn't mean that we're not going to be coming back down, but it seems like we're going to be just pulling up enough in order not to lose the previous base or the previous baseline, right? That means that we could still in for either a double top or a further continuation. But so far, we're bearish, and we cannot change that. So just a bullish sentiment, sorry, and the possibility that we bounce out of this trend line, although it's not looking that great, that will actually be pushing me to get or to jump into a trade. So this is what I'm seeing here. Basically, we just bounce from Friday's target up and then looking to a lower target. So I will be trying to jump in, and let me show you into a clean chart. I think this one's going to be it. Perfect. This is going to be my long position right there. Setting up my stop loss. Oh, come on, get out of the way. There we go. My stop loss right here. And then adding just a little bit of that wiggle room. This is going to be a half of a position. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. I do see a little bit of a light at the end of the tunnel, at least for at the end of this week. We'll see how that plays out. But hopefully we have at least a bullish week to complement, or to end up with a at least higher high that will take us back into a bullish state or a bullish possibilities. Because as we stand right now, we're bearish, and this is my last line in the sand.
Yeah, I actually have an article about that today, about what we need to do to turn our structure bullish from Richt Capital. So we're going to talk about that in a moment. But shout out to Jay, Viola, Alexandra G, JRMO in the house with us. We got JR in here with us also. BC Port Corp, the host of Good Morning Crypto. Good show this morning, bro. Keith from Crypto Coin Mindset here. By the way, guys, yesterday I thought I was supposed to go live. This is the problem when my brain starts to go, right? We got, I thought I was supposed to go live yesterday on the debut live stream of Crypto Princess. It's April 7th. Put that on your calendar. Put that on your calendar. Shout out to Bullish on Parade. He said he wants to know what is crypto. Bullish on Parade. I'm not even going to entertain your April Fool's joke there, bro. Robert Mulligan, shout out to you for being here. Appreciate everybody in the chat right now. Eric Wallen, Little Fish, Heart, all of you guys. Username. Much love to everybody, all the alumni. You guys are why I do what I do. Let's go talk about some stuff, because the thumbnail today, it's obviously satire. It's a little bit of a April 1st, April Fool's joke there, being so damn bullish. But no, really in the space, we are seeing that quite a bit without any good reason. I mean, just take a look at what we see right here on this post from Lynn Alden. She reposted Zero Hedge. And guys, in this one single post right here, ISM Manufacturing 49, expected 49.5. Last time was at 50.3. But look, prices paid, expected to be 64.6 points, came in at 69.4. That means they paid more to manufacture. That is inflation, right? Look at employment. It's expected to be 47.2, came in at 44.7. That is weakening labor. So unemployment likely going to rise while inflation's rising. Again, those two things together, that makes stagflation. So not a good sign to be. But when you look around in the crypto space, channel breakout incoming from Titan of Crypto. Love this dude. Follow him. I love almost everybody that's in this list here that I'm going to show you. I think these guys are great. I just I don't know where they are getting the hopium from. Am I bullish for Bitcoin in the long term? Absolutely. Am I dollar cost averaging every single week into Bitcoin right now? Absolutely. But I sold everything at the 103K, 103,000 mark, a little bit below that. I was within 5% of the top. And now I'm re-entering the market on a weekly basis. My dollar cost average base, guys, is $1,000 right now because I took out so much profit. $1,000 times the multipliers. We talk about the Piper plan in our Discord all the time. If you're a member here on our YouTube, you get access to the Bitcoin weekly buy plan. And it is the dollar cost average times the wristband multiplier. So some weeks, like this week, it was $3,000 entry. So absolutely stacking up my Satoshis, okay? But at the end of the day, I think that we still have lower levels. And so I will be dollar cost averaging to get that money, that average entry lower and lower as we go, right? But just take a look here. Bitcoin channel breakout income and imagine the smell, right? We got another one here. Shout out to Crypto Lifer, Sam Price. He said, Japan to give crypto assets legal status as financial products. Bullish. Sure. I mean, they're the fourth largest GDP on the planet, but is this bullish when you got macro econ? I mean, look, the Nikkei yesterday was down like 5% or something like that. So their economy is not doing that great either, all right? Sam Price again, breaking Lifer news. MasterCard desires to integrate Bitcoin. We have been waiting for this. Really? Who? Is anyone really going to use their Bitcoin to make transactions on MasterCard if they're in a country that has capital gains tax, which are most of the big GDPs? So why are you going to go use a credit card to transact with Bitcoin to pay capital gains tax on top of sales tax and your purchase? It doesn't make any sense right now. The narrative is not there for that to be bullish news yet, right? Breaking. Tether just bought $735 million worth of Bitcoin. April starts off bullish. No, they need to have that because a part of their plan is to back their Tether with Bitcoin reserves. Remember that whole topic? Big bullish news last year? That was the plan, right? They wanted to add Bitcoin reserves to back their Tether. So they're buying because they have so much Tether on stock. Plus, they just got sent a ton of Tether from Binance earlier this week, which Binance has now announced that they have cut off USDT trading pairs in Europe. So that is why they got rid of so much of that, so much of their Tether. Now Tether needs to have either burn Tether or they needed to back it up and to add to the reserves. They bought more Bitcoin at a cheaper price. Doesn't mean that it's starting off bullish, guys. Business status quo right there is all that is. Inflation is down over 50% since January. The Fed has no excuse and rate cuts should be on the table. This is bullish. Not true. You're looking at only trueflation, not the data that they put out. And whether you believe the federal data or not, That is the data that the entire market world goes off of. And so, therefore, guess what? Not going to have those rates on the table. I think we might see one this year. There's supposed to be two. I'm actually thinking that we only get to one, very possibly, very likely. So, bullish megaphone pattern for Bitcoin. What comes next is obvious. Obvious. I mean, come on, guys. Obviously, we know we're going up from here. It kills me how much is going on in the space when we look at the amount of what you really should be bullish about and what you should really be bearish about. And so, hence the thumbnail today. It's Am I bullish about Bitcoin in the long term? 100%. 100x, right? So yes, I am dollar cost averaging into it. But until we see some turnarounds in the market and start to give us, hey, you know what? Structure has changed. Hey, you know what? The narrative has changed. It's not just, hey, he slowed down on tariffs, we're good. No, we still got the inflation numbers to address. We still have the weakening labor market to address. We still have the overall refinance of the national debt, which is like $9.2 trillion this year. There's a lot of things that can take place before you ever get into geopolitical tensions or you get into things going on with other world economies. And so at the end of the day, temper your bullishness and your hopium, right? Because we want to be prepared. And when you keep saying hopium, bullish, and then it goes against you, all it does is just drains your psyche, right? And so be realistic. That's all I'm saying, guys. We can be bullish long term, but let's address the elephant in the room, that is the sell off, risk off economy that we have right now, and the investor sentiment being low. So let's go take a look at this article here. Rect Capital did a pretty good job talking about, actually, I want to talk about this article, and then we'll talk about Rect Capital's article. So let me move that there. There we go. Perfect. Bitcoin's digital gold claim. Again, this is one of the things that I've seen people talk about, digital gold. Do I think that Bitcoin will be digital gold eventually? Have I explained it as digital gold? Sure, but it's not digital gold yet. If it was, gold is at an all-time high. Bitcoin would be in lockstep with it and be taking part of that market pickup, right? Bitcoin's digital gold claim challenged as traders move into bonds and golds, and bonds and golds hit new highs here. Which, by the way, bonds is typically where money used to go a lot when it would be risk off. They would go into treasury bonds. Right now, it's treasury bonds and gold that it's moving into. April 2nd is shaping up to be a pivotal moment in global trade policy. U.S. President Donald Trump has dubbed it Liberation Day in reference to when new tariffs exceeding 20% will hit imports from over 25 countries, according to the Wall Street Journal. The administration is also weighing broader and higher tariffs beyond this initial wave. This is what I was talking about when everyone said, well, these are all cooked in. The administration is weighing broader and higher tariffs beyond this initial wave, which means we don't have a light at the end of the tunnel. Sorry, OC, right now on tariffs, because April 2nd is unlikely to be the end of the economic uncertainty. Markets reacted negatively over the past week. The S&P dropping 3.5%. We've already talked about that. Bonds and gold lead the flight to safety in periods of macroeconomic and geopolitical instability. Investors typically seek yield-bearing and historically stable assets. Both U.S. government bonds decreasing yield and gold prices increase signal an increasing demand for these types of assets. Gold is having a standout moment, and we've talked about that here on the show multiple times in the past week. So what does it need to do? It needs to reclaim very important EMA. And I'm sorry about this news site. It's not letting me zoom in too much before the top post move over there. But there we go. Here's what Bitcoin needs to do to confirm a bullish breakout, according to a trader who nailed the 2024 Bitcoin correction. It's Rect Capital. Crypto analyst known for accurately calling Bitcoin's pre-halving correction last year believes that Bitcoin needs to reclaim a key technical indicator as support to regain bullish momentum. Which one is that? It's the 21-week EMA. And so if we go over, I went ahead and put this onto a chart for you guys. I got you. Don't worry. We're going to put on this moving average ribbon, take off this pi cycle. This is the 21-week exponential moving average. And you can see right here what he's talking about. It rejected beautifully off of this thing. Right there. So we rejected off of this as resistance. 21 weekly EMA exponential moving average is our resistance right now. And he's saying that we need to retake this price action, which would be a break above my value area high here that I've been talking about, and then get a retest. OC retest on that to the upside would be bullish. Let's go back and look at this historically on how this has played out, because the thing that, let's talk about it. We had a back here at the end of last cycle's bull market when we almost hit that upper band golden pocket there. Guess what? We hit it twice here in this cycle. So now we've broken beneath it. Look, there's your retest and rejection. Look how much price action occurred before we ever got a break above it here. Let's go off of this and let's go all the way down to the bottom. That was another 36% move. And even when we broke above it, it was a liquidity sweep and came down. I am of the mindset that even retaking and getting a retest, because this second candle right here on the weekly gave a great retest, that still did not give us a bullish structure. So if this market cycle is playing out like the 2021 end of the bull run with the rejection on this historical zone, and we have now rejected off of this, even if this comes back down and comes back in, a retest later on in time will not necessarily indicate that the price has gone to full bullish structure. But will it be something that you should take note of? Absolutely. I just want to point out that even his claim of retaking that does not necessarily equate to bullish price structure. We've seen it before. It held there for 1 week on a successful retest and then immediately continued its downside move. And as we start to continue to get these new tariffs, these new information, this new macroeconomic data, the new unemployment rates coming in this week that could be higher, and the shrinking contraction of GDP, manufacturing, retail, everything like that, guys, with inflation sprinkled on top, guess what? That is not a bullish environment. You will not get growth. You are trying to grow something out of a barren land with no nutrients in the soil and no water. So good luck on that. There's your Piper Bear for the day. OC, is there any hopium on altcoins today? Or are we just looking to make that money on the short side and grab those shorts where we can? What do you got for us on that, bro?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Let's take a look at a couple of altcoins in here. Let's get started with FETH, right? So guys, if you have not taken the trade, I don't know what you guys are doing, because we've been giving this trade for a long time. So maybe we can off ETH on FETH, but at this point, well, it's just a bounce to further down continuation. By the way, guys, remember that I have taken 50% out. My stop is at entry. I'm just waiting for it to blow up and then take TP number 2, which is going to be right up there at the dynamic reactor. As we just start making tiny candles in here and we keep moving downwards, my target will also keep moving downwards. And that is because my dynamic reactor, it is the base point for me to take TP number 2. So Ethereum, not there yet for you to enter a trade. At this point, it was yesterday or even Saturday, but still playing out as we were expecting. Let's take a look at altcoin. So Litecoin, sorry. Litecoin, it is just ranging. We have a sweep of the lows in here. It seems like we're still holding that position. I was waiting a little bit of a farther move to the downside. Let me bring out my oscillator in here. I want to see, yep, we have a bullish divergence here, cross of VWAP, bullish reversal, and also we have a peak seeker that is telling me that I could be having a run to my previous meaningful area, marked by these lows in here. So this is not a long-lasting long. This is not gonna be anything like digit move, but I mean, it could be the start of something. So what I'm going to be doing here is going to be opening a long position. I'm going to be aiming just ever so slightly below that candle, just to make sure that I can grab as best of a trader as I can. I'm also going to be aiming at the bottom of the liquidity zone and then add a little bit of that wiggle room somewhere around there. I think this is just way too much. There it is. I think that will be okay. So this is going to be my next entry position. I'm going to set an alert on my entry point right there, and I'm going to be hoping for that bounce up. that is because Bitcoin, it is moving upwards at this point. Look at that. We have a little bit of a bearish candle, which now is leaving a absorption zone, right? So this is bullish news. So in a way, we are consolidating the inverted head and shoulders. Let's go back to OM. And OM, we already are into a trade. This is our stop loss somewhere around 598. You still have a chance to take it, but the time it's running out. All right. So what's happening? I'm waiting for the next candle to close because look at my oscillator is now pointing down. What happens here? Could be forming a lower high. So despite we enter here, it did not develop all the way to our first TP and much less to our secondary TP right there. So the time is running out and we could be facing a rollover and then taking the next entry right there. So be careful at this point. If you want to go in here, I would not actually recommend it. But if you're going to set your stop loss somewhere around here at 609, enter with a half of a position and then hope for the best at this point, because this is a crazy dangerous trade. Although I'm in on it, and I'm waiting for the next candle to close to see what am I going to be doing, if just taking my profits and close it, or if I'm going to still just running with it. So let's go and finish it up with BNB. BNB looking good. In fact, look at that. We were waiting for this entry right here. It played out yesterday. I was not able to take it. Hopefully you guys did take it. If you did take it, well, then this is your TP number one right now. All right. If you did not take it, well, then this is not the time to take it. And that is because look at where we are on reversal zones. All right. On reversal zones. So most likely we're going to be go up in here, maybe just hit the top in here and then reverse back to previous support zone. So be careful with BNB. It's not looking bad at all. All right, but look at how many resistances do we have at the top and how many supports we have at the bottom. The weight is obvious, right? We have much resistances at the top and less supports at the bottom. The only thing that maybe could be turning the cards around will be going all the way down here, right? Maybe going something like that. And then after this, making a real big high, taking this previous high. But we're just too far away from this. And I'm just mentioning it so we are prepared for what's coming. Remember yesterday, Piper, I know you're going to kill me, but yesterday called it the Oompa Loompa Loop. I don't remember what was the name of it, but yeah.
The OODA loop.
If you could
the
maybe...
OODA loop.
OODA loop, yeah.
OODA. But if you want to call it the Oompa Loompa Loop, you go for it, bro.
All right, so the Oompa Loompa Loop, where you need to acknowledge what's happening, right? You need to turn to it and be prepared so you can act upon your options of what you see, what's happening, and not react, just basically being slower of what the market, the other person, of whatever you are preparing for is taking the lead by taking you by surprise, right? That's what we don't want. We don't want to be taken by surprise. Therefore, that's the only reason what I'm bringing up that we have. Come on, where are you? I just lost it. The order block. It is this one. There we go. The order block with a predictive range all the way down here. So in case that we do fall below here, you know what to do, and that is looking at your oscillator. Look for that flip of the ribbon and enter full position long right there. So other than that, that's what I got on the altcoin side. Let me pass it over to you, Piper.
And yeah, I got to show you this thing. I'm doing something real fast here. Okay. Here we go. Let me see it. Let me get this up here because this, no joke, this just came out, and I'm hoping this is April Fool's type stuff here. TradingView introducing the first ever fragrance for traders. Everyone had written him off. He's down and out, a bum, some nobody, deadbeat dreamer. That's what they joked. Snortling into free champagne, but then they also told me bulls don't sweat. Have you ever been in the ring with a raging bull? Bullish by TradingView. And guys, I went over, I checked the link. Limited edition Bullish, a fragrance by TradingView. Don't talk to us about how far trading's come. No longer suffocated by the drab of the office floor, traders have developed their own aesthetic, their own tribes and culture. At TradingView, we've always leaned into this vibe with some of the hottest cultural icons in the market. Tarot cards, anyone? But now it's time to take market culture directly to humanity's olfactory senses. Introducing Bullish, the new perfume by TradingView. And then it looks like, it looks like it is actually made in Grassy, France by Francis Becker from Hot Perfumery. Okay. And they're selling 250 bottles of it. You can pre-order it now. So there you go, guys. Get your bottle of Bullish. But oh man, it won't do. It won't build it for me. Make the image. I had it make an image for me. I want to see. This is going to be by Piper Academy. Are you tired of winning? Are you tired of watching the market prices go up and go down and volatility in the space, guys? Brought to you by the makers of Bullish, comes from Piper Academy. The scent. Come on, do it. Make the image. It's going to take forever, OC. I know it is. I'm just having fun today, guys. It's a good day. It's a good day. Alex O Crypto. Yes. And made in production with Alex O Crypto merch store. This will be available in the Alex O Crypto merch store soon. If it ever loads. Guys, it's Round Trip. It is called Round Trip, and it's by Piper Academy. Round Trip Cologne, the smell of victory 4 years from now. So it's still taking a long time to build it, but OC, as soon as it pulls up, I'll show it to you. This is going to be the ad for Round Trip by Piper Academy, available on the Alex O Crypto store. All April Fool's jokes. But that's not a joke, though, dude. There's literally looks like there's a 250 bottle limit coming out of Bullish. So are you going to buy Bullish cologne, OC? Do you want to smell Bullish?
Man, I don't know. I mean, that might be a collector's item. Maybe I could be aiming for that, but other than that,
I'll put it over here on my shelf with my Billy Goat Tales books. I got my second one. I need to put it up, by the way. I got my second book and my Billy Goat Tales trophy. I'll put it right there. Bullish by TradingView. Yeah, it looks like it's trying to load it still. It's applying details. ChatGPT is really slow with everybody trying to do Ghiblies. Or is it Ghiblies? Is it Ghibli or Ghibli? Let me know in the chat. Which one is it? Ghibli or Ghibli? Oh man, this is going to be great. Alex, check this out. Can you put this on your store for me? There you go. Here you go, OC. Round Trip, brought to you by Piper Academy. The fragrance of everywhere you've been and everywhere you're going. Round Trip, arrive, leave a trace. There you go. That is the ad for Piper Academy's Round Trip cologne. Alexander G said, I want to smell Bullish. And username said Boston sucks. There we go. OC, we got about 11 more minutes. How are you feeling about the markets this week? I mean, we talked about it at the beginning of the week. Brutal market ahead. We're 2 days in. We've kind of ranged a little bit. I am watching some levels here that we do need to be aware of on the heat map. I'll show that in a moment. But overall, how are you feeling right now about the market? With the economic data coming out overall? I know you're bullish long term. We know this. You invest in Bitcoin. You're in it to win it in the long haul. But in the midterm, what do how are you feeling about it? What do you think needs to happen for you to go, okay, yeah, that's it. Flip it all on. It's go time.
So, I mean, I'm bearish on the markets at this point. Why? There's a lot of tariffs coming down. Remember that I also have a perspective where Donald Trump, it is pushing the boundaries that he can while he can, right? There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, if I have a president, I would love, well, I do have a president, but I would love for her to do what he's doing, right? Flexing as long as he can to get the best for his people, right? I mean, that's what a president is supposed to do. So who can blame him for that? The point for that, it is that there is a small point and a small line where you can go from bending to breaking, right? And I think we're getting close to that. We also know that we need a recession to reset economy. That is just baked into fiat. I mean, that is it. There's no way around it other than overall inflation And I mean, just look at Venezuela, right? What had happened with it. So the point is that macroeconomy is telling us that we're going to have a bearish market. So that means a cut out growth on Bitcoin, to say the best, right? So for the weekend bullish, I believe that we can put in here, or we're putting in a higher low. That will take me to a higher high. But I'm not that convinced that we're back on the bullish state, and we should not be aiming for large quantities of Bitcoin being purchased at this time, hoping for a short term or a long mid-term gains. Why? Because we might dip again. All right. So just slow and steady, right? Slow and steady. That's basically what I think. We need to keep on the Piper DCA. By the way, the best DCA that I have ever had. If you don't know, I did my own DCA strategy, and I'm taking the same as you guys that are members of the Piper Academy. I'm doing that one because it allows you to take some profits. That's something that I've never seen on any other strategy. Just
on a set plan. Yeah, when this happens, we take profit, right, and set amounts. So yeah, it's a DCA plan with a really good take profit plan that you can compound your profits back in. Compounding gains is a thing, right? Piper's head must be our crystal ball, and OC rubs it. Maybe Bitcoin futures will be revealed. Well, pretty much since December, I put out a video. Was this the top? And that was about 1% away from where we had our top at. So far this cycle, we'll see. We'll see if it plays out. I would love to see it turn around and take off again, man. But right now, I'm looking at this heat map here at OC. And I'm looking at this on the monthly, and you can see we just are surrounded by darkness. There's a lot of darkness on this heat map. Our hot zone is about $1.1 billion sitting down here at 81,000, and it just keeps adding 500 million per price level down. I do think we're going to go down to that level. I'm watching on the higher time frames. I'm watching for us to go back to where's my chart? Where's my chart at? I need my chart. There it is, right there. That was the one. I'm watching for this level here, guys, between about 67,460 and 63,400. This is the level, in my opinion, to watch. It is based off of a point of control on local fixed range volume profile and a value area high from the bottom of the 2022 bear cycle. So that is the value area high right there, that white line. And then right there on top of that, there is a little dash yellow line behind there that is going to be, matter of fact, I can show it to you. There you go. That is the point of control for the local fixed range volume profile. If we don't hold that level, we are very likely looking at the volume level gaps that are sticking right here. And that comes down to, you can see that little nipples right there on the high time frame, and right there, little pointier right there on the local time frame. But that's down at $51,000, guys. That is what we are looking at here with this volume dropping into a volume gap if we don't hold this volume node here. And that's, so again, $67,000 to $63,000 is the level, in my opinion, for us to watch. So.
Nice. So, I mean, I think that we're lining up very closely to what we're seeing. We just cannot ignore macroeconomy, right? I mean, we need also to follow narrative. That's what you also mentioned, and I completely agree with that, right? I mean, we're going to be keeping an eye on what the microstructure is telling us, but also acting upon, at this point, narrative, because narrative most likely is going to move markets short term, because that's how far can it does it. Let's wait for maybe a soft landing whenever it's announced. I believe that that's what we're going to get, a soft landing. And after we see that, then I will be jumping back in Bitcoin heavily. So just as a quick reference, I do believe that we're going to have a huge range for this couple of months and then put in a higher high. But it remains to be seen if we are able to break this cycle.
Absolutely. All right, man. It's about 5 minutes till. I know you got to get to a class. We're going to redirect over to Dano Crypto. At the end of the day, it's if you are still in the markets, if you're still in the markets and we continue to go lower, guys, it's okay. because if you're invested in this for the 5-year, the 10-year cycle like OC is, then these are opportunities for you to pick up some, maybe follow the DCA plan, honestly, though, because the idea of the dollar cost averaging plan, the Piper plan, guys, for those that do not know, is that the lower we go in price, the more we add to our DCA. So, it's based on wristbands. And so as we go down in wristbands, it might go from being, if, say it's $100 is your DCA, you might do $200 and then $300. And you're adding bigger amounts as you go lower in the wristbands to set yourself up. So if you are stuck in there, guys, honestly, check out the Piper plan. It only takes $4.99 membership right here on YouTube to get access to the Bitcoin one. I know it sounds like I'm shilling, but I really do want the most for our viewers in our community, and I want you guys to be getting to the best positions that you can. I don't do this to make money. Don't care if this channel ever makes a penny, but I do need to put a paywall there of $4.99 in order to make sure that I don't just have bots running rampant in our in the security of our Discord over there. Okay, so it's pretty cheap, but at the end of the day, I do want the best for everyone that's watching. That's why I get so upset with some of these other YouTube content creators, because they are more worried about how many clicks and views do they get on their video than what are they actually telling their community in preparation for this space. So I love all you guys. You guys rock. You're why I do what I do. Alexandra G makes me get up every morning and do this. You will not let me quit and travel full time. And then she just dropped 5 Piper Academy memberships. So much love to you. But yeah, at the end of the day, guys, I really want you guys to find success, and you don't find success by continuing to buy the top. You do it by positioning yourself for the next move, and that's what we do. Don't be scared. Be prepared here at Piper Academy. OC, appreciate you, man. Everybody out there, don't forget to smash that like button, and if you got anything out of today, share this with a friend. If you're new here, subscribe, hit the notification bell, get notified every time we go live. OC will be back later on today for OC Trades Live. And then we've also got Markets After Dark tonight. BC Port Corp will be back tomorrow morning with Good Morning Crypto. And we'll be here to walk you guys in to Liberation Day, reciprocal tariffs with Donald Trump. Until next time, guys, trade safe. And as always, use some risk management. We'll catch you guys later. Peace.
I don't know what they keep telling me. Ain't no school like Piper Academy. We'll keep that front line covered, even when we're dead and gone. We'll find a way to keep going, cause we gon' keep on rolling after wheels fall low. I know you hungry for knowledge, that's profit appetite. Classes in session, this for the Army Piper acolytes. Trade flag at the soul, train ready. What a line from OCI, from a Mexican spaghetti. Yo, crunch crypto with a deep dive to reject dime. And if you like the visual powered by Chart Prime, then you were part of that alumni, that's all spine. But if you have step, fall back to offline. We'll keep that front line covered, even when we're dead and gone. We'll find a way to keep going, cause we gon' keep on rolling after wheels fall low. Sound off.
To get rhythm, the ZTS rhythm. Rip it, Alexandra.
Yeah, that's my alumni, you know what I mean.
That was awesome, dude.